question. I have a friend. She's not bright side bent healthy, but she says she's healthy.
Okay.
She works out. She's thin. She does Zumba all the time, runs, but she's got low iron. So I don't know. She's asked, like, how do you build up iron in iron?
Well, you don't necessarily. Iron's a tricky one. Iron is one of the metals. A couple days ago we were talking about metals and these metallic elements. Iron is super important, but it's also super reactive. So you got to be very careful with supplemental iron or with increasing your iron. And most of the time when we have iron problems, or a lot of the time when we have iron problems, it's not because we're not getting enough iron as much as we're not absorbing or utilizing iron. And that has to do more with liver health and digestive health than it has to do with just taking in iron. So the first thing you want to do if you're concerned that you're not, that somehow for whatever reason, I don't know, how does she know that she has an iron problem? Did she have a test?
She probably went to the medical priest.
Yeah, the medical deity, right? But how did he tell? She'd want to know. Usually they'll do a blood test, and that's not a very good indicator of how much iron is actually being used by the body or getting into the cells. So what I'd be doing is I'd be looking for other symptoms. This is always important when it comes to trying to assess a condition in the body. Try to get a bunch of different systems. You got to collect the dots before you can connect the dots. So you want to have a whole bunch of different, different sampling points, a whole bunch of different data points. Most important is always going to be digestive issues, especially around fat absorption when it comes to iron, because the liver is intimately involved. The liver produces substances that control how much iron will be absorbed. The liver is the key structure when it comes to iron metabolism. The intestine's also involved, the stomach is also involved, but the liver is the key iron metabolizing structure, and almost all issues with iron have something to do with liver dysfunction, and considering that 30% of Americans are dealing with liver dysfunction, that's not unusual. So what I would ask your friend to tell me about is her menstrual cycles. That's a really good indicator if there's any kind of liver problems. If she has PMS, or she's missing periods or heavy periods, all those can be an indicator of liver dysfunction. If she has any problems absorbing fats, if she feels uncomfortable after fatty foods, that's another indicator. If she's had her gallbladder removed, that's another red flag for fat absorption problems and iron absorption problems and liver problems. So I would be focusing on all of those issues and trying to correct those issues before I started supplementing with iron. If she wants to get iron in her diet, there's foods that she could use before she should use supplements. Organ meats are the best way to get iron into the system. Liver, especially, is a good source of iron. If she wants to use plant iron, of course, spinach is very well known. Kale also is very well known for being good sources of plant iron, although animal-based iron products is usually the best way to get iron into the system. But I'd be focusing on the liver, the gallbladder, the stomach, and the intestine, most importantly, when it comes to iron issues. Also, if she has blood cell issues, that can sometimes just be disguised as some kind of iron problem. A lot of times when there's problems with manufacturing blood cells, or if there's an immune problem and blood cells are being destroyed, a lot of times that will look like an iron deficiency. So using the B vitamins, which are your blood vitamins, in addition to being your brain vitamins, can be very important. B12, folic acid, vitamin B1, vitamin B3 also can be very important. Focus number 1 on fat absorption, number 2 on the liver and the pancreas and the stomach and digestive issues, and then number 3 on building, helping the body make strong, healthy blood cells using the B vitamins. And then also vitamin C is also extremely important for improving the absorption of iron.